Hey everyone, welcome back to the Gamer Gossip. I am Pluto, and with me, as always, is.
Hey guys, it's Jenny here.
And today, our guest is one of the friends that I've made pretty recently in the tabletop space, Jess. Jess, why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little intro to the audience?
Hi, friends. My name is Jess with one S. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and you can find me on most places on the internet at Jess the Human. I dabble in TTRPG charity streams as both a player and producer. I stream on Twitch other games outside of the TTRPG space. I've dabbled in writing TTRPGs like Hot Dog Princess and Uncaging Nicholas, which is a new. Don't shake your head. It's
I
going to be great.
Now I'm laughing because I want to play it.
It's going to
Oh,
be a lot of fun. It's going to be a game where you and your band of Nicolas Cages have to go and uncage the Nicolas Cage that has been imprisoned in the Nicolas Cage cinematic universe.
Wait, so you're playing one of the
nice.
characters from the movies, and you got to save the Nicolas Cage himself.
Yep.
Can I be Superman Nicolas Cage? Because apparently he's Superman in the Flash movie, I heard.
Oh, I did
That's
not know that.
yeah,
There is
I've
going to
been
be
it's
an
been
option.
popping off everywhere lately. It's so weird.
I did not know that either. Wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds dope as hell.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's me. I just kind of do little goofy things on the internet. Whatever brings joy to my heart.
Awesome, I love that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, so the first question I usually ask people, just in general, what got you into tabletops? Like, how long ago did you start like dabbling into it, and then how did it lead to what you do now, if you streaming and running your own channel and such?
Yeah. Okay. So it goes a little way back and then it comes back to 2019. In the seventh grade, I remember two boys that were in my class, Nick and Dan, were like huddled over a desk and they were like giggling over some like papers and stuff. And I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Oh, we're playing D&D. Here, you can be an elf." And I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go away now." It's not my jam. And I never got into it. And fast forward many, many years, one of my favorite activities is loitering in Target
Hers too,
with
Nice.
Starbucks.
100%.
It's so much
Yeah, it's
fun.
fun.
Yes, and then you end at the game section and you just look at all of the games. And Brandon, my partner, and I, we had wandered around Target seeing the Dungeons and Dragons like starter kit, like time after time after time. And I was like, I'm starting to hear some things on the internet about how this is really fun. Like, oh, what if we gave it a try? And finally, I talked him into it, but neither of us knew what to do. So I started like poking around to all of my friends. And at the time, I was playing rugby, and my friend Jackie was like, "You know what? I've never DM'd, but I would be willing to DM on the rugby camping trip that we have coming up." And so we all made our little characters and sat around the campfire. We had one set of dice that we had to pass to each person. It was painful,
God.
but we played all weekend long. And I'm so glad that I did because the following weekend I tore my ACL
Ooh.
playing rugby. And had a really traumatic recovery experience because my first surgeon fucked it up. So I had to have another surgery. And so I got super into TTRPGs because I was like, if I cannot go out on adventures physically, I am going to do it mentally with my pals. The pandemic hit not
Hmm.
long after that. And so I was like, how can I do more TTRPGs with more people? And I found D&D Twitter. That led me to just making connections and chatting with people, eventually being in games. Very early on, I was like, I could write my own adventure. This sounds fun. And I did. And it's on the DMs Guild. It's called, well, actually, I have quite a few, but my most popular is Murder in Mossbank.
Nice.
And so that was actually featured in Dragon Plus magazine when that was a thing still. And so just, I don't know, talking to fun people and playing fun games and just being chaotic and goofy has led me to where I am now.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, I feel like the pandemic really pushed like a lot of people that were either on the fence or just like kind of dabbling with it and like, okay, there's nothing else to do. Let's just throw everything into this for the next 3 years.
Absolutely. I mean, some people learned how to make bread, some people learned how to play D&D. Some people learned how to do both, and I envy them. I was not a bread maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically pushed me back into my acting because I was in a really toxic acting agency before that, and I kind of like had a lot of self doubt in myself because of it. And I got on TikTok and saw like people acting on there, and it's crazy because obviously with the pandemic, a lot of people like you said learn different things, and I got back into that, and it's just so crazy how like it's a bad time, but at the same time it helps so many of us like in different ways.
Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah, you had to have something to anchor yourself in during
Hmm.
during the height of it because, oh boy, it was a dark place otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I
definitely.
was like casually playing. We casually played with a group like before COVID, and then that fell through
Mm-hmm.
when the DM
Yep.
got a girlfriend. And then
Curses.
yeah, like why? Need a social life. Just bring the girlfriend in. I had Ginny in the game, so it works out. Just bring them into the game.
Maybe
Um,
she didn't like it though.
or loss.
Not everybody is as cool as all of us, okay?
Yeah, but then like I got into like a Westmarch kind of casually playing, and then COVID hit, and I started like watching the YouTube videos and stuff online. I watched the Terry Crews World of Warcraft game that he was in on I think it was still Geek and Sundry then.
Yeah.
And then I found like the starter kit on there, and then found Dimension 20, and then it was kind of just over from there because Dimension 20 is just massive. So, and
Yeah.
now there's just I feel like so many games like even outside of D&D too over like the last how long, like 4 or 5 years now, like so many big indie games are getting bigger and bigger, and there's always new kit starters and new games to explore and find too, so not enough time to play in all the stuff and do all the stuff.
Jess, do you have, I know you want to ask questions, but I was just gonna ask
No, you're
them
good.
something. If it's okay. Do you have like a YouTube channel I can find to watch your like D&D shows or anything like that? I would just love to like check them out. So
Yeah, absolutely. If you search Just the Human on YouTube, you'll find it. It's a small channel because I typically push people out to my Twitch. But I
nice.
do, clip off the beginning, the end, and the break for all my VODs and throw them up onto the YouTube. So
Cool. That's awesome.
yeah, I have a couple different playlists. Some are my TTRPG charity streams. I have a new playlist that I'm starting for like play tests of like smaller one-page TTRPGs that I'm
Hmm.
making. And then there's also just some weird, goofy videos. Pay those no
That's
mind.
awesome. I'm a weird person, so it's okay. I would probably like them.
Okay, perfect. Well, actually, okay, so y'all watch D20, so I assume that you watch other shows on Dropout TV.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, so every Friday, well, most Fridays, I should say, my partner and I play Mario Kart, and we've recently started doing. We call it Tonight News Tonight because Brandon was like, "What if Dropout TV finds us and sues us because
Oh
we're
my
doing
god, yeah,
breaking
because they're
news?"
gonna care that you're doing that in your
Right.
apartment with the
Yes.
two of you.
Yes, I love him so much. He's so funny. So we have renamed it, but we make little prompts for ourselves and do
That's so
them.
cool.
I
That's
love
really
that.
cool. I
I
love that.
am very bad at the game. I laugh. I laugh when he's reading because I know what he's about to read before he reads it.
Right.
And I'm just a silly little Sal.
That's awesome.
Listen, you can ask Pluto. I'm like in a good way, one of the weirdest people out there. If you watch my acting challenge, I come up with the weirdest, outrageous things. So I love weird. So I would love
Of
it.
course you love
Oh
weird. That's why
yeah.
you married me.
You're not well, you are weird, but in a good way.
um,
It's just boring being normal. Who wants to be normal? I do.
yeah,
I'm with you there.
totally. Um, so is there any other games like I know you make your own games, you played tabletop, and I know like I've seen other charities. Is there any like game that like stands out to you as like your favorite outside of D&D in general?
Ooh, that's a good
I
question.
am such a slut for Honey Heist.
I've not
Like,
played it yet.
oh,
It's
it's so
it's on my
good.
list.
It is literally one of my favorite games. I've only played a handful of times, but like I just like heists in general. I
Hmm.
think they're really
That's cool.
fun. and like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say a bunch of times during the podcast that I love being chaotic and bringing little fucking gremlins into the game, but like that really allows you to be chaotic and bring big gremlin energy in. So definitely Honey Heist. Hmm. I also really love Thirsty Sword Lesbians because I am very queer and the game is also very queer. I have only played a scoundrel out of the quite a few times that I've played. And honestly, I really love the playbook and am a boring person that likes to do the same thing over with just kind of a slightly different edge. So I think that I might just like keep that as my MO for Thirsty Sword Lesbians until I am forced to not play a scoundrel.
That's funny. Yeah,
Nice.
I feel like that's how I am with D&D. I've played like so many variations of clerics at this point, and I always multi-class. So it's
have.
just like, how can I make this cleric slightly different from the last one until I get through all the domains?
Oh yeah. I mean, for the longest time, I was only playing horny tiefling bards.
Also, just all the queer stereotypes, just
Yes.
straight through them all.
But now I've moved on. Now it's all druid farids. So I just said druid farids. I meant fairy druids.
I knew what you meant.
Perfect.
Nope,
You're good.
your character that you told me about is totally gonna be that now. A Druid Farid.
What?
For
I know
respect
you.
everything and the class and the race and just change it all up.
That'd be hilarious. I know you said those are your favorite. Like, is there like a favorite character of all time you've ever played? Like your number one character? Do you think?
Hmm.
If it's hard, you can pick two.
And I'm gonna
Um,
add the variation that I added last time we've asked this question. Also,
Oh yeah.
favorite
Mhm.
NPC you've ran as well.
Yeah.
okay. Shucks. My first character, horny tiefling bard. Her name was Jadriel. That was the one that I
Ooh, that's a
created
pretty name.
in the forest. Thank you. I wanted something that started with a J because I'm slightly conceited and I also wanted it to sound a little angelic. And that's what I came up with in the woods. Um, so I think she has a very special place in my heart. Her last session that I played with her, she was turned into a vampire.
Ooh.
And we like never picked it back up again. But I play in Thing Gang podcast, and I play a kindred named Jay Real, who
Nice.
is that
That's
character just now in like the real world, who is a vampire. Like
Oh, that's
it's been a
cool.
really cool
that's so
way to
sick.
like continue this story.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Jay is not the best person, but she's also been really cool in like a way for me to explore some things about myself, in just like a more realistic setting instead of fantasy, which has been
Yeah.
really cool. Um,
That is cool. And I love vampires, so
it's so much fun. I love
yes.
it. Um, for shits and giggles, I will also throw in Ronaldo McDonaldo, who was
God.
a super tall wizard who owned taverns that sold burgers. And he had
Nice.
Oh my God.
the
I yeah.
enlarge reduce spell, and
Oh,
he would
that's cool.
say, "I'm gonna supersize me." He was the first character that I played on stream, so he's also going to share
Oh,
a special part in my heart. I will make sure that I show y'all the hero forge that I have of him.
yes, please
God.
do.
Can only
Um,
imagine what that looks like.
it's great.
Does he
10 out
is
of
he just
10.
holding a burger in his like hand? That'd be
You know,
cool.
I didn't know how to use Hero Forge as well back then. I should really go in and like update it because I'm a lot better at Hero Forge now. But no, he's not holding a burger,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Aw.
But I need to make that change. I'm gonna update him for good measure.
I love
Um,
it.
Fudge for an NPC that I've created or
That
just any in.
you've created.
Okay. Oh shucks. I'm trying to like think past punny ones, but I can't. I
The punny ones are sometimes the
really
best though.
live off of puns. Okay. Matt Damon, who was a demon was really fun.
My God.
Oh, nice.
And that was actually the first D&D supplement that I put up on the DM's Guild. Murder in Mossbank came right after that, but it's a cute little thing, and he's a douchey little demon, just trying to claw his way up the corporate hell. So
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
No, I like that.
My favorite
I like how
NPC, my favorite NPC that I ran was a shopkeeper. It was like this little old lady, but she was like a super powerful wizard or whatever. But her name was Granny Applebottom. And every
yes,
time
I
you
love
walked
her.
in the store, it would play the Low song in like the chime of it to the door.
10 out of 10.
And
Yes.
I love that.
she was just completely stacked, just a stacked old lady. It was hilarious.
When you
You know
say
what?
stacked, you mean like muscular, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she
I
was
think there's just nothing better than being super buff in a profession that you don't need to be super buff in.
right.
Actually,
Whether you're an NPC or a real person. I think it's great.
yeah, exactly.
Very
She's just
true.
this little old shopkeeper, but would probably destroy the party if they tried to.
Well, and I have to say, I like how maybe this is me being an actor, but I like how you added actors in your games, like Matt Damon. You said he was like a demon. You got Nicolas Cage in there, so I think that's cool.
Absolutely. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna have to show you Murder Most Foul, which is a game that I wrote with someone else, that has just like the worst puns, like Charlie Kiwi instead of Charlie Kelly, and
Nice.
uh Penguin Stefani, and it's literally just an entire supplement based off of bird puns, but with
That's
a lot of
cool.
celebrities in there as well.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. That's awesome.
Okay, most of my games just like rip off stuff. Like I'm not that smart and creative to make new content
You
completely from
are.
scratch
Stop.
sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta grab celebrity or pop culture shit and just remix it a little bit, throw it in there.
But I think that
Absolutely.
is super creative though, because you're taking your like your own thing you already know and you're making it your own and mixing it. So I think that takes a lot of creative genes to do that. Like Pluto always puts himself down. But I think that like your stories are amazing. And you too, Jess, like to take that and make it something funny and people are gonna really like because people are gonna be like, oh, this is a celebrity. This is cool. I want to watch this. Like I think that's a genius idea, honestly.
I'm with her. Give me that program, Pluto. Come on.
Yep, totally. I mean,
Right.
to be fair, I've spending this whole podcast since we started thinking of different Nicolas Cage characters that I would want to play in your game now. Trying to
There
remember
you
all the
go.
roll through all the movies in my head.
Incredible. So there,
Right now, I'm between Con Air, Nicolas Cage, and National Treasure, Nicolas Cage.
I was about to say, I
yeah.
love National Treasure. That movie is really good. You could play that.
Okay. So first, I gotta say there are 8 Nicolas Cages to choose from, but you can
Ooh,
work with. So the GM is called a Nick Cage.
oh my
So you can
God,
work with your
Nice.
Nick
a
Cage
Nick Cage.
to make your own character. But I recently rewatched National Treasure, and he's awfully mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He's
can be a
so
little bit of a
mean.
dick in that. It's like
Yeah. He is.
the house type character. They're so smart that they just don't give a fuck and they're mean to
Mhm.
everyone around them.
Mhm.
It's
No,
so funny
no,
because
the
go ahead, Carissa.
GM should be the Nicolas Cage that from the new Nicolas Cage movie for just playing himself. It should be that
Oh
Nicolas
yeah.
Cage.
That would be funny. Not even gonna lie. Yeah, it's so funny. Sometimes when you go back and rewatch movies you saw like as a kid or like an earlier age, you'll watch it and you'll either be like, wow, I still really love this movie. One, two, this movie is terrible now. It's cheesy, even though I love cheesy, but you know what I mean. Or three, like you just notice like some of the characters you love are complete assholes, and you're like, wow, that says a lot about me.
Absolutely. I just rented Wild America. I don't know if y'all watched that when you were young.
Oh no, I never
Trying
seen
to
who's
remember. It
in that.
sounds familiar.
Jonathan, is it Jonathan Tucker Taylor? Jonathan Taylor Tucker?
Oh,
Oh,
Whatever his
Jonathan
name
Taylor
is.
Thomas.
Yes. He's in it. It's about these 3 brothers who go out into the wilderness to like videotape like wildlife in it.
I don't think
I
I have
remember
seen
watching
this.
this like every single time I visited my grandma's house, and I'm from the Midwest, so like it speaks a little bit to my upbringing, but I just remember this movie being so good. I had to turn it off because it was so bad.
Really?
It was awful. It was just so terrible.
Oh
And that
man.
I wish that I wouldn't have rewatched it, that I could
Because
just
now
have
it ruined
had,
it for you.
yeah, I
Oh,
could have just
Ruin the
had,
nostalgia of it.
exactly. Ugh.
oh, that's the worst. I hate when that happens.
I mean,
Like,
I feel like
Mhm.
anytime we watch anything early 2000s, late 90s, like, do we like it's like it's still good, but it's like there's so many cringy moments now because like stuff was not PC at all back then.
Whoa. There are no cringy moments in the Goofy movie.
I mean,
None.
that's true. That's true. That's
None.
Pluto's favorite movie.
Hey, okay, hell yeah. All
my
right, we vibe.
literally next tattoo is gonna be Powerline.
Literally, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Jess. Like, was it for Christmas? I think. Yeah, for Christmas, I got them the Goofy movie game because there's a game
It's a
out.
board game. It's so
And
dope.
yeah, it's a board game. It's really fun. And like, I think it was one of your cousins was like, "Why'd you get this?" I'm like, "Because Goofy movie's awesome, and
It was
because they love the
awesome.
Goofy movie." So
Like every song from that soundtrack is on my one playlist that I listen to, and I'm just
yeah,
vibing. It's every single
there
song.
was a Powerline shirt I was gonna get you the other day, but I didn't have the money at the moment at the time, and I was so mad because it was a
Aw.
really cool Powerline shirt.
Why'd you tell me that?
Well, you know now,
Ah,
eventually.
yeah, my next tattoo
That's
is
cool
gonna be
though.
Powerline in like the pose in black and white, which is like a bi flag color just thrown over top of it. It's gonna be
I
sick.
love it.
So
Hell
Yeah.
excited
yeah.
for it.
But I agree. There's a lot of 90s and early 2000 movies I really do like. But then me just being somebody who is bisexual, like there's a lot of like weird like making fun of like gay jokes in some movies I would watch back then, or like some movies I'd watch about making fun of like the LGBT community or race. And like now it's like really cringy for me to watch that. Like I actually recently watched Cruel Intentions again, and it was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. And there was just so many racist and LGBT jokes in there, like mean wise. And I was just like, oh, this should just ruin it for me because like I don't want to hear this stuff. You know what I mean? It's just
Mhm.
it's really sad, but they got away with all that back then. And I'm glad now they take more time to really consider people's feelings and they can't put stuff out like that anymore. Because being from the Midwest as well, me and Pluto both, um, it's sad, but it's like a red state here more so. And a lot of people talk and act like that. And I lived in LA for like a year and a half, and it just opened my eyes to so many things and made me really like see who I was because I used to be afraid to come out as bi and stuff. But yeah, it's sad that some people are still closed minded to the community and stuff. So
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely.
I didn't mean to get so deep, y'all, on this podcast.
No.
But
Look, the further I get away from the Midwest, the more I'm like, wow, I really needed to get away to like open
yeah,
my eyes, to be a better person, to be the best me that I could be.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Where do you live now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in SoCal.
Oh, nice. So you're in the California. That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a different mindset in the Midwest. They're so closed-minded, a lot of people, and it just baffles my mind how people are just so I'm like, at the end of the day, everybody should be able to be who they are because how a person is isn't changing you at all. So why are you judging somebody else for living their lives? Like, I just don't understand that.
Exactly. On a lighthearted note,
So
I don't have to deal with snow. And I also don't have to deal with, oh, it's only an 18-hour drive. We can do that. Let's go to
Yeah.
Florida. Let's take 2 days to drive there. No,
Yeah.
never
And
again.
see, you understand this because you live in SoCal, so you'll understand what I'm saying by this. Like, people here act like a 2-hour drive is like the end of the world here. And I'm like, in California, it takes you so long to get anywhere. Like, y'all don't understand what driving really is until you live in
Yeah. All our
California.
family and friends that for like 2 or 3 live 2 hours north of us. It's literally 2 highways and you're here, and they will not make the drive
Is
because
it
it's
nothing?
too long.
Some of them do. Some of them do. But some of them, yeah.
They're
It's
I'm
gonna
just like,
miss you
y'all
when
don't
you're
know
gone.
long. Right.
we've driven that drive so many times that it doesn't even bother me to do anymore because like it is zone out we're
Yeah, it's
there.
super easy. Yeah, it's super easy. I just love how open California is. It's just a very fun place, I feel like, to be.
Absolutely. It's very nice. I love it. I mean, the weather right now, I pay a very high sun tax, and the sun is not sunning. So I'm a little
Aw.
sad about that. But everything
Yeah.
else, it's perfect.
Yeah, and they got the beaches there and everything. Oh, so nice.
Absolutely. You're like a day trip away from anything. You've got the desert, you've got the mountains, you've got the valleys, you've got the water. You could go to Mexico if you wanted. Like, it's all right
Yeah.
here.
You can just
Vegas
go to
is even
Mexico.
close too. You could go to Vegas. It's very because
I'm gonna be seeing Beyonce in Vegas this year.
oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
I'm literally so
So
excited.
you're just in a shit ton of debt now, right, from those tickets?
We did not have close tickets. It was still a little pricey.
I think
for a
even like
concert.
her and the Taylor Swift concert, I think even like the nosebleeds were like insane.
Oh yeah. But that still sounds like fun.
Yeah, that
like,
sounds fun though.
Sounds
I'm
awesome.
excited. We're going to celebrate
Excited
our
for you.
friend Kai's birthday. So
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool.
hell yeah.
I really want to go to Vegas to see either Katy Perry's show and Beyonce would be amazing. And doesn't also Lionel Richie have a show in the Vegas?
I think
hotel as well?
all three Idol judges do right now.
Yeah,
I
Luke Bryan
believe.
does too.
Yeah, the full
I
set.
want to go. Yeah, I love all of them. But Beyonce, that's gonna be phenomenal. Seeing Beyonce live, like that's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be so cool.
My partner and I, we went to Vegas right before New Year's at the end of the year. I'm very glad that we left before New Year's because I think I mean, Vegas itself, that was my first time, very overwhelming. I think
Yes.
Oh, I
being
can
there
imagine.
for New Year's would have KO'd me.
Yes.
So I'm excited that this is not my first trip to Vegas, and so I'll have like a little bit of understanding about what goes on. And then
Yeah.
TwitchCon is in Vegas as well.
Nice.
So I'm hoping to go to TwitchCon again this year.
I'll definitely follow you on Twitch too, because I follow Pluto on Twitch. So
My
I need
Twitch
to get on there
is
more.
barely a thing. It's still building.
You
I
know,
do so. I focus so much more on other stuff lately because like my channel still is a
That's
baby.
okay.
It's still a baby. It needs to grow more still.
I was
might,
gonna join Twitch and just like play Disney Dreamlight if people were interested in
I
watching
mean, you
that. But I
should.
decided, yeah, but I decided I'm not that good, so there's really no point.
You don't have to be
You don't have to
good.
be
I have
good.
a friend. His username is Daryl Sucks at Gaming. People
Oh,
tune to
really?
watch
That's
him.
awesome.
Yeah. So like,
See, that gives me hope.
I'm debating or not. I've been playing. You play Pokemon ROMs. I downloaded Infinite Fusion and it's insane. I might run it on stream.
Nice.
Just
should.
put
Hell
all the
yeah.
put all the randomizer options on and just see what weird ass fusions I get because it's some of them are really dope looking and then some of them are just like cracked. They're so gross. So
That would be cool. You should do that. We just started watching Digimon again.
I just finished. Okay, so I just had my like big, super stressful work event of the year on May 20th. And so to like keep myself calm and not lose my shit, I put on Digimon the first season on my second monitor, and that just like kept me through. I just started today the second season of Digimon.
Nice.
So I love that. Wow.
we got through all my birthday
Yes.
stuff, and then last night, like the last couple hours of my birthday, was like, okay, we can watch whatever you want to watch. I was like, okay, I bet. And I started scrolling, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch Digimon. And literally, we're like 8 episodes there now. I was like, every time someone would Digivolve for the rest, I was like, hold on, I gotta watch this. I gotta see this again.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see it because it used to be one of my favorite shows as a kid. Like I loved it, and I always wanted to rewatch it. And I was, a lot of my friends are like, "Oh no, I don't like Digimon." And then see, me and Pluto are perfect for each other because they randomly mentioned that like a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Wait, you like Digimon?" I didn't even know.
I love that.
I am just waiting for the Angemon transformation that's coming up soon because it's the only one in the group that hasn't evolved yet, Digivolved yet.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to Ginny the bioawakening that those two angel Digimon have given to everybody. Watch that show.
Can point to Angemon and Angelwoman. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just taking solace in seeing Garurumon again after so long until they show up.
Yeah, we have the same favorite character in there, the same favorite Digimon.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen it's out of Kickstarter now, but the game Animon that came out for tabletop? I downloaded it and I want to run it at some point soon.
I would love to be at your table. That sounds like a super fun time. I based my character off of TK because TK was always my favorite character. And in the game that we played, my older brother, who was obviously based off of Matt, like got stolen away, but ended up being the evil Digimon
Of course they
emperor that
did.
we had to
Yeah.
defeat. And I was like, "Oh, Julie, if you're doing this to us, I'm gonna be so mad at you." And then we had to kick the shit out of my brother. It was
That's
great.
that's
10 out of
awesome.
That's
10.
I
Very
mean
good,
awesome.
that
fun system.
what that's like every siblings at that age just fighting each other. So might as well make them evil in the process.
Absolutely.
I remember
TK is
kicking. I
my favorite
remember. I
too.
remember
So.
just like punting my brother off my bed because he bothered me. We had bump beds. He like went
Oh
flying into the toy
gosh.
box. So like that was just a normal occurrence as brothers
You're
growing
so
up.
funny. Who is your favorite like Digimon though? I gotta know that. Oh, your cat's so cute.
Oh,
I love
Thanks.
cats.
This is Princess Hot Dog.
oh my god,
Oh.
I love it.
Um, who was my favorite Digimon? Oh, that is a
There's so many
super
good
loaded
ones.
question.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I mean, Angemon and Angelmon are really up there. But
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, that like both of those Digilines, Nefertimon and Pegasusmon, are really fucking badass as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Seadramon as like a villain is really cool,
Oh
but I
yeah. See,
also really
we
like
just
Lady
saw
Devimon.
Seadramon. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, fuck, who is?
We're still pretty early on the show. We're just on the part where Leomon was fighting Ogremon and Devimon for the
Yeah.
first time while they were like running away. So
Wait, maybe I can make this easier. Who's your favorite in season 1? There we go, because you just watched season 1. Maybe that's an easier question.
Well, I can't. I still can't.
there's just so many.
Yeah.
There is a
Okay.
lot. There's a lot.
The baddies, the big baddie. I like Lady Devimon. I know that she's technically not a big baddie, but she helps the big baddie. And I also like Bakumon. I think they're really fucking goofy. The little
Oh,
Mhm.
ghosties.
yeah.
Who is the vampire villain that comes
Oh,
after
Oh, I
uh
can't remember the name.
I
Devimon?
don't know.
Because I think, I mean, even though he has like, he obviously skips leg day, I think he's super badass.
Considering the last time I watched
Yes.
this show, I couldn't pronounce half of their names. Makes it really hard to remember their names now.
Oh yeah.
Is it Mayo Chismon?
Myotismon, yeah, it's Myotismon.
Otismon.
He's
Okay.
badass. He's very cool.
Yeah,
Nice. I love vampires.
I got the
I
starter
can't
kit
remember
for
him, but I'll love
Animon,
him.
so I've been looking at the little ones that are in there already. I need like the full book so I can start creating my own because like I have some ideas and that'd be so much fun.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of
It's just
vampires, we just started watching the Underworld movies too. Those are really good. The
oh,
Underworld
nice.
movies.
We got one movie in and I messaged like four of my friends like, "You guys want to play an offline game? I have an idea."
Hell yeah. Are you gonna
So
mix
funny.
werewolf and vampire?
So it's we have werewolf, vampire, human, and then I added undead, fae, and demons, and it's like a world where evil has won. This is what's left. So like the werewolf, vampire, human war is still going on, and the other three are just there to kind of like poke at it and keep it going. And none of them chose to play a
That sounds
vampire or
fun.
werewolf, so it's going to be fun to try to pull them in and out of the war and just have fun with it. I have two
Interesting.
demons and
Yeah.
two fae, so it's going to be chaotic as hell.
Hell yeah.
What's really cool for like all of us having creative minds is like for you guys, you may watch something and like you said, Babe or Jess, you'll want to like start a game from that, and create like a game. For me, I want to create like an acting skit from it. Like I'll watch like a show or a movie. I'll be like, I need to come up with an acting skit about this. So it's cool how like we get inspired by watching movies, reading all these things that are creative, being in like the creative field. I just think that's really cool because it's the same thing like tabletop acting. It all blends in together. You're acting, you're doing that. And it's cool creating a world of like getting to be wherever you want to be. It's just really
Hmm.
cool.
Absolutely. It is really cool to see how we all get inspired from like the same source, but like how
Yeah.
our creativity like branches out and makes something else of it.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, if only I had time to run every single one of my ideas, which I don't.
Oh gosh.
Not enough hours in the day.
That's what listing notes are for, you know?
Oh,
Just write it down for
I
later.
have a huge list of like game systems and games that I want to run that I'm slowly trying to get through. So I'm already ahead
You
of
should
you.
show them your list.
I mean, I have
Your long list.
my tabletop list on here somewhere. It always gets longer, honestly. Like I have to add Honey Heist still
What
on here. So I just realized Honey Heist isn't on here yet. So
Needs to be added
What
to
if-
the top.
That's
Sorry, what
if-
was that, Jenny?
No, you're good. I was saying, what if Pluto just like pulled out this big scroll, like an old-fashioned
Just-
scroll with all of these things on
Okay,
it?
so here's all the
Be
ones I
pretty cool.
ran,
Oh,
like
good
all the way
God.
down to here. That's what I've ran,
A
and
lot.
then everything else. So
Fucking
many.
woof.
Yeah. And those are just the
Um,
systems. Those
yeah,
aren't
it's
even
a
the
lot.
ideas specifically that I have for them. They're them to need to like find a system for.
Have you played Crash Pandas?
I have not.
Okay, so that's another one from Grant Howitt, who did Honey Heist. The
Mm.
gist is you are a street racing raccoon,
Oh my God.
and you meet up with other street racer raccoons, and together you control a car by you all roll a d6. Whatever you land on is what you do. So like ones might be you turn 15 degrees to the left or 15 degrees to the right, or speed up, slow down, and you just like have to try to like make your way through a race course. It is
Oh God.
That sounds cool.
Sounds
so
so
fun.
chaotic.
It is. I would not want to be the GM doing it. I don't GM at all, but especially not this game.
Mhm.
That seems really stressful to me. But it is so silly and chaotic and fun. And who doesn't want to be a trash panda?
Yeah, as someone who
Right.
GMs like 85% of the time, it's gotten to the point where like even like crunchier systems like D&D and Pathfinder, I get a central plot point, a general idea of what they might fight, and then just kind of just roll with whatever happens. Like it's so hard to plan stuff out into that much detail, or you're just gonna have to throw all of it out at that point.
Mhm. You're just basically gonna have to wait until the next game to try to get like one
Mhm.
point that you wanted to get in there.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw I'm
Yeah.
doing this that 20 episode Pathfinder charity trans game. We're one episode in. I have like maybe the last two episodes planned. I don't, and I have like the general plot of what they're looking for. We'll see what happens the next 17 episodes before we get to the end to see how we get there. Like I have no idea. That's gonna be a long ass. It's twice a month, so it's gonna go till March. So like, there's a lot of time for
That's
them to
awesome.
do a lot of random ass shit. So
Hell yeah. Well, I know that Lou's in the game, and they are
yes.
just as chaotic as me. So
Lou
I'm
Lou
sure
made
they'll throw
Lou
you for
made
a
a
loop.
little rat folk mercenary gunslinger whose family wants to bring him home. And Liza's character has a thing for their brother who they hate. So this is already a thing. I already have to romance half the party, Jess, and it's been one episode. They already requested it, so like just turn it up. I have to just turn it all up.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You should ask Lou about their cutie tattoo.
Okay, I will.
And then that reminds me that Sid is also due for a cutie tattoo.
Oh yeah, because of the tweet thing?
Yeah.
Wait, so you did that to Lou and they actually had to get one?
Uh-huh.
Oh
They-
my
Oh,
God.
So Jenny, and listeners, our pal Lou tweeted, "Tell me what you think my next tattoo should be, and the one with the most likes is what I will get." And I said cutie, and they said the word, and I said yes, and it got the most likes. They came and they showed me like the thing on their neck. You know how they like put this is
Yeah.
where your tattoo is gonna go. That was
Yeah.
just to scare their mom. I think they actually got it on their wrist. It looks really good. Our friend Sid did the same thing. He said, inspired by Lou and Jess,
Yeah,
whatever,
I saw
whatever
Sid's.
tweet gets the most likes, I'm going to get tattooed onto my body. And so I said, this time, a cutie, the fruit, not the word. So
That's
he still owes
awesome.
us that tattoo.
That's what I was gonna
That's
say. You should have did for
awesome.
Lou, so I love that you did that for Sid.
That's so cool. Yeah.
You're just
That's
gonna end up having
awesome.
all your friends have different variations of cutie tattooed on their body. I think
Right.
the next
Absolutely.
person's just gonna have the letters QT.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, that is it. The next person that does that, that's what they're going to get.
Oh my God, that's so
That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to get more tattoos, but they're so expensive, and I have so many ideas.
You do. You have a lot of ideas.
This is probably my favorite one. It's Dragon
I
Ball
love
Z
that.
Keyblade.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't decide between Kingdom Hearts and Dragon Ball Z, so I was like, why not both? Let's just do it. So,
I like your Pokemon one too, though.
yeah, I got Sandslash on here too. I got both versions of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool.
Yeah, I have so many more.
Do you have any tattoos, Jenny?
Not yet. No, I want to get one, but again, they're very expensive and I always have other stuff I have to pay for first, but I want to get one on my wrist that says basically Let It Be, the song from the Beatles, because my grandma passed a few years ago and she always like would say like inspirational things and like love birds, and it just basically is like a saying where it just makes me feel like it's in remembrance of like my grandma. So
I love that. That's very sweet.
yeah, and I want to get one with Pluto, but Pluto's like, oh, it's a jinx until we're married for so long.
I said we had to be married for 5 years first. I don't.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people get tattoos and then immediately get divorced.
All I'm saying is that Brandon and I got this wave.
Ooh, I like
He
that.
got a shark fin instead of the wave crest, but we did that for my 25th birthday, and we weren't even married, and we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary this year. We got this one
Oh, that's
last
cool.
year for our wedding
Nice.
anniversary. And this one right here, we actually went in for our first wedding anniversary and picked off flash tattoos for each other. He
Nice.
picked that, and I picked a skeletal like rock on hand.
That's sick.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well, here's what we'll do.
Yeah.
I already want to get Dark Magician, so you just gotta get Dark Magician Girl, and then they match.
Nice. But that's one show I don't even watch. I want to get something I actually watch.
That's because you won't watch Yu-Gi-Oh with me. You're missing out.
I'm sorry. Don't hate me.
We'll get Angelmon and Angel Woman. That's what we'll do.
That's
There we
pretty
go.
badass. That's very cool.
That is cool.
But we'll
I like
flip it.
that.
I'll get Angel Woman and you get Angelmon. That way it represents each other and it works perfectly.
Nice. See, there, that works. I also love lions, and I want a lion tattoo too, just because I love lions.
All of
It's, like, my
mine,
favorite.
all of mine are gonna be super nerdy as fuck. Like my right arm is blank for a reason. I want a sleeve at some point, so I'm saving all that room.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome, though. Tattoos are really cool. I love tattoos.
I just got this. Oh, okay. Ooh, well,
Ooh.
all right. I just got this
Oh,
one
that's
right here.
cool.
I don't know if y'all watch Adventure Time, but this is
I have
Joshua's
not.
Demon Blood
I
Sword.
used to,
Oh,
yeah.
my heart weeps. That's my name. My like screen name is from Adventure Time. Princess Hot Dog's name is
I
from Adventure
try.
Time.
I
Yes,
have
I knew that because I used
so
to watch
many
it. So I knew the
shows
Princess
to
Hot Dog
watch.
thing.
Understandable.
I haven't even got around to watching the
Understandable.
Lord of the Ring movies yet. Like they're still on my list. It's
Yeah,
there's
they've
so many
never
things.
seen Lord of the Rings. What?
They're long.
I attempted once and got
They
like
are
20
long.
minutes in before the girls with when we turned the movie off. So I need to actually sit down and force myself to watch them at some point.
Yes. But yeah, I loved Adventure Time. That show was so good because I watched it when it was like on, and when they'd have all the merch at Hot Topic, like I had to get it because I love it. So
Hell yeah.
I'll make them watch it, Jess.
You know, the first time I watched an episode, I was like, this show is whack. I do not like it. I don't think this is fun.
Really?
And then some of my favorite shows and like movies I did not like the first time.
Mhm.
Adventure Time was one of them. One of my favorite shows. I mean, I have something fucking tattooed on me for it. Hot Rod, one of my favorite movies ever.
It's
I don't know if y'all have watched it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
My dad and I almost walked out of the theater. We went and saw it
Damn.
when it came out, and up until the time where Rod like falls for like 45 seconds down the mountain, we were like, this movie sucks. If it doesn't get better, we're leaving. He falls down the mountain. We end up loving the movie. Now I love all of it. I don't know, like,
I've never seen it. So is it a comedy? I've never
yes.
seen
Oh
it.
my God. It's so like early 2010s comedy, but like it's so good. And it has a very
Nice.
special place in my heart. Did you like The Lonely Island?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you will like Hot Rod.
Yeah, Andy Samberg's in it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yorma Tacome is also in it. Akiva Schaffer, all three dudes from it are in it. So yes, you will enjoy it.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yes, they love
I have
Lonely
to-
Island. Me and my we did a little karaoke night here, and me and my cousin
Oh my
sang
gosh.
"Motherfucker" for the karaoke.
But okay, the only like it was funny, but it was right before Mother's Day. So
That's
I
why I
was
chose
like,
it. It was the perfect time. It popped in my head.
just made me laugh. That's what I love about you, though. But I was gonna ask Jess, because you were into Adventure Time. I've never usually asked the guest this because I don't think anybody knows the show but me. Because every time I ask somebody, they don't know what it is. Did you know like who like Strong Bad was and like Marzipan and all them? It was like a comedy show, kind of like Adventure Time, but it was on YouTube only. and it had like Strong Bad, Marzipan in it. Oh, there's so many characters, but basically it was kind of like an Adventure Time, but it was a little bit different. It was about Strong Bad's life. But I don't know if you've ever seen it or not before.
I have not, but if you could send me a link, I would love to check it
Yeah,
out.
I will. It's really good. It's so funny. Like you would like it, I think, for sure.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's get back to some questions. See, this is what happens.
I know,
This
that's why
is
I
what happens.
stopped
This is why I don't prepare questions, because this is what happens. It's perfect. Um, I guess we talked about it because I know we try to get some like bid names for the thing I'm running. Like, is there any more like people in the space that you haven't played yet or been in a table with that you want to like in the next, I don't know, year or so?
I I would love to have B. Dave Walters run a game for me. Every time I've reached out, he's been in the studio recording, and I'm like, curses, you have a job and
We
commitments.
just talked to him a few weeks. He was on here, the podcast. It was on like a few weeks ago. We have him saved for the final episode. He was so nice. He's such a nice
Hell yeah.
guy.
I met him at Ren Fair a couple weeks
I
back.
know. I
And
saw.
I was like,
I was so jealous.
we're going to make it work. It's gonna happen. And boy, oh boy, I had to tilt my head up. I'm already a small human, and he is a very tall human.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say B Dave.
Yeah.
I think it'd
I
be-
have B Day on a list to run for them. Like I want to run a game for B Day. I think that'd be nerve wracking as hell, but I want to attempt it. Like I'm trying to get. I'm going to be doing some one shots like every month, starting next month or in July. So I've already pinged him. So it's like a schedule thing. Got to figure out what we can fit in. But that he's so nice.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Looking forward to your series.
It's gonna be dope. I'll have to have you on one of them too. Like there's so many people I want to play with. Like and there's not enough games or time to do it.
Real, I have so many people that are like, Jess, put me in one of your one shots or your charity streams. And I'm like, I love you and I think that you are great, but I have a list that is like this long times like 15 of people that I want to play with that I haven't worked with yet. And I like the max that I will do is one TTRPG charity stream weekend per year because those are, I love them and they do a lot of good and a lot of cool games happen, but they're fucking exhausting to
Yeah, it's fair.
to produce. And then for just my regular charity streams that I do once per month, like I only want to do like one, maybe two of those because I got other shit to do also. And it takes a lot of time to like create the layouts, to create the promos, to like plan all of it, to get the incentives and like all of the things that go into like putting on a charity stream. And like I do, like you just said, Pluto, like I only have so much time that I can put forth to
I
this.
couldn't. I don't even do all that other behind the scenes stuff myself, so I could only imagine. Like, I'm trying to learn the overlays and stuff from Brie at TIO, who does all our TIO ones, so that I can help out with that because they get swamped by all the shows we have. There's so much that goes into preparing for all that and the promos and the graphics and all that kind of stuff. It's probably exhausting.
If you ever need like graphics, Jess, like I do graphics, so I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Here's what we'll do. We'll just take your list of 15 people and you, and I'll just run a 16-person game.
The list was this
The
long
list,
times
yeah.
15.
Yeah,
Oh
So
my God.
actually, it's more like 200 people.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Everyone gets 2 seconds.
That would be so hard.
Are y'all familiar with Spontaneum?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think one of my friends was just on there recently, only their channel.
So I have not played a regular game of Spontaneum, but at the end of last year, Sam was asking the Spontaneum crew, like, hey, y'all, who wants to be in the last one of the year? And like, obviously, there was a lot of interest. And I was like, what if there was a battle royale where as many people as you can get into a Zoom meeting are all fighting each other? And I think there were like 25 of us. Sam was losing his mind because that's a lot of people to DM for. But it was a lot of fun. So
Insane. The most I've done is 12. It's a lot. Like I don't even
I can't
it's
even
rare
imagine.
that I run more than 5 anymore lately. Like could not imagine doing 25. I'm getting nervous just thinking about that. It's so insane.
I'm thinking about 200, and I'm like, oof,
It's
no.
gonna be mad enough trying to
Mhm.
manage 5 level 20 characters of you guys for the whole ride one shot.
It's gonna be great. It's
That's
gonna be
gonna
so fun.
I have to look at all your stuff to make sure you guys can burn as much of it as you can, because that's what's the fun otherwise.
Exactly.
You're all just gonna build
That's
high
true.
level spellcasters and have a million spell slots.
That's the plan, baby.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I love that.
Yeah, level 21 shots are literally insane. It never goes the way you think it's gonna go because everyone has so many random ass features and utilities at that point. Not to mention whatever items you guys end up picking too, so it's gonna be crazy.
Super
Okay.
random, but oh, go ahead,
No,
Pluto.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask Jess, since you live in SoCal, Jess, something I always wanted to do out there, but I never got the opportunity to do was just LARPing for fun. Have you ever been LARPing before?
I have not, unless you count mermaid time at the pool, which is a thing. I
I
mean,
need
do
to
we
know more
actually?
about
Mermaid
that.
time at the pool. Be more
Um,
specific.
well, like Brandon and I will. So we'll work out, and then our legs will hurt because we just worked out, and we'll be. Do you want to go play mermaids at the pool? And then we just go and kind of dick around in the pool because a lot of people don't actually get into the water for whatever reason. I find that to be very weird. The water is here for a reason. I'm gonna get in it. I'm gonna get in the hot tub, and then I'm gonna go freeze to death in the pool, and then I'm gonna go back to the hot tub and like burn needles into my skin. It's gonna be fine.
Okay, you are awesome because I'm the only person I know out of my friends that actually does that too. Like, I love swimming. I am a mermaid in the water. So I want to play mermaids with y'all because I'm about to go in the pool, run to the hot tub. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
Hell
we're
yeah.
gonna visit California just so Jenny can play mermaids with you.
Hell
I
yeah.
I
I'm
love being in the
ready.
water. See, there we
Um,
go.
but to your original question, no, I have not yet LARPed. Oops. I don't know if I would be good at it. I break character a lot. Like
That's
like a
okay.
lot. And I don't know if that would be welcomed. I also don't know if I have time for it. For a while I was trying to
Yeah.
I'm like 4 years past the ACL stuff. And so I was thinking about trying to get back into rugby, and I'm like, with what time? Like
Yeah.
I don't even have time for that, let alone
You're
anything
so
else.
busy.
So
I feel it. I've literally had to like
I
readjust
feel
my
that.
workout schedule to where I'm just gonna start doing AMRAPs like the next 2 months till Gen Con, just because I don't have time and our gym like getting the barbell is impossible when I go there. So like I'm just gonna like do that as much as I can 2 months and then get a 24/7 membership somewhere else that actually has powerlifting equipment. I'm so jealous of all your workout photos that you get to do lift heavy stuff and have like your own. It's like it's always empty wherever you're at when you work out. So I'm jealous as hell.
That's awesome. That's really
we're
cool.
very, very blessed to have a very nice apartment gym.
We
So I
yeah,
walk down a
ours
couple
just
flights of
has
stairs.
dumbbells and stuff. I need barbells. I need to like put a petition in with our apartment manager to get like a squat rack or something at least.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
even like just a Smith machine would be good. Like
Mm-hmm.
that would be a start if they're worried about like safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, because I remember when I lived in North Hollywood, like the gyms were so nice in California, the apartment gyms. And here it's just different. Like we got like a treadmill and a couple weights,
Hmm.
honestly.
Two very old treadmills that groan when you're on them. And then like I think dumbbells up to 50 and then like one giant pulley machine that only half the pulley stuff
Oh,
works on it.
and we have one of those workout balls. So it's something, you can do
Yeah, a
some
workout
yoga
ball.
poses on it at the end of the day. Do some workouts.
Oh God. Okay. I think we have time for maybe one more question. So, just going forward, is there anything like in the space that you want to do that you haven't done yet? Whether it's like conventions, stuff on stream, opportunities with other like people in the community, anything like that.
Yeah. Eventually I am going to start going to cons other than TwitchCon. That will
Nice.
happen one day. And I think it would be really cool when I do to like be on a panel
Hmm.
or to be just on like a live in-person game. I think like
That's so
you
cool.
ask any TTRPG player, they're gonna say like I want to play in a studio game or just like
Yes.
in front of an audience, like a live audience. I think that that would be really fucking fun. And I'm also really bad at like hiding the emotions on my face, so I
Hmm.
think I'd be pretty good at it.
It's just
Um,
like as much as like playing on stream is so much fun, it's so hard to feed off energy sometimes. Like when it's like all delayed a few
Really?
seconds, like in person
yeah,
would just be fantastic. And it's so hard to do, especially since it's so virtual now, and like
absolutely. And
everyone's so
like
spread out. So
I'm like trying to like keep up and like read the chat, but also like be present in the game. Like
hmm.
totally
Mm.
agree.
I
So
already
yeah,
said
those are
I'm going to my first con in August for Gen Con, and I already told my friends I'm bringing my GM screen. Is I want to run a game in person with people's faces in front of me because it's just I haven't done that really.
I like the beginning couple months of like 2020 is the last time that I think a lot of people played in
Hmm.
person TTRPGs. But that was my last time, and I am so excited. Actually, tomorrow I get to pick up one of my pals from the airport,
Hmm.
and we are playing on rolling dice together, and I'm literally so fucking
Nice.
excited.
That's so awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, my new job has us possibly traveling to like New York and Philly, and we're gonna see some of our friends when we're out there. But one of my friends out there plays Warhammer, and I've never played it. So I was like, one of the days we're there, Janine's gonna go with her friend, and we're just gonna play Warhammer like all day.
Fuck yeah.
Because
I don't know what Warhammer is. I'm sorry.
it's just
Someone tell me
armies
so I don't
on
feel
a
left out.
table with a shit ton of minis, and you just battle it out. It's
Oh, that's
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, I'm gonna go shopping at the mall with my friend, and Pluto's like, and I'll play Warhammer with my other friends, so it's all good.
Yep. I'll just be a nerd while you do
So
fun girly
win-win.
shopping. Yeah, it works out. Okay.
Exactly. See, it
But
all works.
awesome. I think that is about time. Thanks so much for joining us, Jess. Tell everyone
Yes.
where they can find you, and then if there's anything you want to plug, go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah. So again, my name is Jess. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. You can find me on most places on the internet at Jess the Human. That's Jess with one S. Most active on Twitter and Twitch. Eventually that Uncaging Nicholas game is going to be happening, coming out, I
Yes.
should say. We're going to do a live test stream of it on June 28th on my channel. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. I
Love
can't
it.
wait. I also have some other games I'm working on. A little like cabin in the woods game
Ooh.
that it sounds horror the way I'm saying it, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's like you play as cute little woodland creatures and you're just house sitting for the weekend. So I don't know why I started like that. It's untitled. It's untitled currently.
So one of
Well,
the woodland critters is a jock, and one's the virgin, and one's the nerd. What was
no.
it? The preppy girl.
No. That sounds like a cute game.
Thank you. It's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also working on a social deduction game called Secret Judas, where it's gonna
Nice.
be like the other social deduction games where you have to find out who's who.
Hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting and fun. So I'm just working on like, fun little goofy weird games. Um, and if you don't like that, you can catch me on my Twitch playing Bureau Kart sometimes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
If you ever run a clue type based game, let me know because I love that. I would love to play any game like that. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah. I will definitely need folks to do like a test game of the Secret Judas. I mean, kind of cluish. It's about secrets. You share secrets in it.
Nice.
And then someone, Judases, and then Jesus dies. It's gonna be great. So eventually we'll definitely need people for that. So I'll hit y'all up.
God. Love that.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And then as always, you can follow me everywhere at Pluto Cleric, or I'm just gonna say go there for all my things because I have too many things. But um, big thing I just want to plug is the Pathfinder game. So every first and third Monday, we're running a 20 episode all non-binary table of Pathfinder to raise money for the Trans Empowerment Project. So definitely keep an eye on that and support it how you can. And then where can everyone find you, babe?
Yeah, I'm everywhere at Just Being Jin. That's on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. My link tree is on my Instagram and TikTok. You can find me there. New acting stuff every day on my TikTok. I just did a couple episodes that came out last week with my friends, the Dating Parade comedy sketch that I have. A couple friends were in that. So definitely check that out. It's like little short videos, probably like 2 minutes long. Got some fun skits coming up, and yeah, just follow me on Just Being Jin, and that's all my social medias. It's all the same. So
Awesome. I guess since we talked about it and you did drop the promo for it today, do you want to tell them about the level 21 shot I'm running on your channel for Pride since this goes up
Yeah,
Friday?
I was just gonna ask you actually when this is coming out.
This comes out this Friday. You're just going right up because we have none in the bank.
Fuck yeah. So Pluto is gonna be running us through a level 20 D&D game where we're gonna be raising money for the Trevor Project on June 14th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's gonna be on my Twitch. It's gonna be a lot of fucking fun. If you donate, on our Tiltify, you'll get entered into a raffle to win a $25 gift card to Talon and Claw. So there are perks to not only just being a good human, but also you could win stuff. And I'll say thank you. Like, what more could you want?
And you get
exactly.
to just watch me mess with them all for like 3 hours. So it's gonna be great.
It's going to be very 10 out of 10. Cannot wait.
Awesome.
I mean, with the talent of both of you, of course, it's going to be 10 out of 10.
Oh,
so.
shucks.
And that's just us. I mean, we have four other
so
very,
many
very
great
talented,
people,
cool
yeah.
people. So definitely
Yeah.
tune in. It's going to be an amazing time.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. And everyone, we will see you next time. Have a good night.
Love you
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.